What the heck was that?
That was gum.
That's bad for the environment.
It's on the concrete.
Look,
That makes it even worse
that
for the
bird
environment.
just
There is no bird.
choke on it. It's gonna.
There's no
look,
bird.
It just
It's a
fell
bird.
over.
Oh my.
Heimlich.
It was an owl?
Kent.
This is happening.
This is it.
Oh, could you get the hand sanitizer?
Yeah.
Alright.
Ooh, it's nice and warm.
That's
Oh yeah.
how we like to keep
I
our
hate
hands in.
We put ours in the microwave too. What?
Or just keep it in your car in Florida. Sir Davis, you excited?
Take my toothpick out?
No, you do you, man. You just be you. So what's going on, man?
Oh, I'm just trying to figure out life as a dad again.
Baby number 4, you are a dad again.
Again.
How's it going with the baby at the house?
Great. She's doing well. Mama's doing well. The boys think she's a Christmas present. And Ava doesn't really know what to think, but she's coming around. The boys want to hold her all the time. Brantley's literally turned into a third parent,
Oh gosh.
and he's doing great.
This is the oldest. That's what they're supposed to do, right?
I'm sure that's the way Trey is, right?
Yeah. Sort of. He launches toys at Isaac's face in order
But
to
they're
bring
only like 3 months apart, so
Well, that's no. They are 12
I can't
months
really say
apart.
anything. I really can't.
I know, seriously, we've got a lot of catching up to do with you.
Yes.
You know, one more. Oh, what's up, Chad? All right, so where are we going to get a milkshake? Do you have a favorite milkshake place?
I don't know how much of an audible you're willing to call, but I'm feeling a Frappuccino from Starbucks.
Done.
Because your boy needs a coffee because,
Done.
you know, new baby.
It's the afternoon. All right, we're going to ask you some questions.
Sweet.
Answer honestly.
Okay.
Or lie. I guess we wouldn't really know the difference. But let's start with this. You've known Pastor Aaron for how long?
Since I was a freshman in high school. So I was 15, so 16 years.
And he was your youth pastor?
He was my youth pastor.
What
yeah.
was he like as a youth pastor?
He was very serious, but he was fun. He was an instigator. He knew the best way to stir up a lot of fun. It's great.
Okay.
He knew how to preach the word, which is always encouraging, but also have fun. He was never into doing the shenanigans himself. He just got other people to do it for him, and everybody just bought in. Was like, all right, game on.
Which totally fits his personality.
Totally. Yep.
Because I couldn't see him waxing his legs for a fundraiser or something like
No.
that.
No, matter of fact, one time he got me and a couple other guys to freeze a gallon of mayonnaise for a vanilla ice cream eating contest.
That's awesome.
And so we did, and one of the guys in our group, he hates mayonnaise, and he's the only one that didn't get vanilla ice cream. And he starts chowing down, and so sure enough, he's throwing up in this. And of course, Pastor Aaron's just back there. Yes, amen.
Somebody else did that.
He took all the blame.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but it was good. He was an awesome youth pastor.
So, when you were a youth pastor, what was your favorite game to play as an icebreaker challenge?
Poop deck. You ever play poop deck?
Sounds familiar.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun.
I mean,
So
it's got poop in it, so obviously it's youth ministry.
It's really like just an honest excuse to get to have everybody run around all crazy like.
Okay.
So
how would it go?
So you set up 3 stations in the room. One station is it's like a boat, like Pirates of the Caribbean. Like there's the poop deck, the main deck, the quarter deck. I don't know why they call it the poop deck, but hey, it's student ministry.
It's the dirtiest one.
Yep. So
It's because, well, in pirate times, they actually didn't have bathrooms on the hoist. So on the mainsail, they'd have to do it on the bow, and if the bow was dirty, then they would just do it on the deck.
all right. So That's a pirate joke. Anyways,
Totally missed it.
I'm just gonna move on. So you basically, it's like 4 corners, but with 3 and poop deck,
But you get to say
quarter
poop.
deck, main deck. Yeah, you
Gotcha.
say poop. And
Okay.
Get away with it. It's great. It was fun. A lot of
That's
energy.
Do you have any embarrassing moments as a pastor or in ministry, in your years of ministry, that you just royally messed up?
So if we keep along the lines of a game, the very first night that I was allowed to do the whole service myself. So I was doing the game, I did the preaching, I lined everything up. I was an intern at First Baptist Leesburg, and I created this game where it was like a brown bag special game. You didn't know what you were going to get. You just had to open it up and eat it, the fastest one to eat it. So it was a can of baby food and a sippy cup full of prune juice with pulp. And so they didn't know, and they just opened up, and they were all chowing down. And there was this one girl, you know, that one student in the student ministry, like, that is the most drama, that you're like, if something bad can happen, let it not happen to that person. This was the girl, and she opened up. She crushed that baby food faster than anybody. And then she pulls out the prune juice, and as she's taking it up to her face, she squeezed it, and the lid popped off, and the prune juice went all over her face. And of course, this is right before worship, really setting the stage, for the Lord. And it goes all over her, and everybody in the room, the music is loud, and all the students are like, oh, at the same time. And, of course, everybody was just laughing at her, and of course, I never wanted that.
Yeah.
But she turns to me, and she looks at me, and she screamed, "I will find you," and she ran out and didn't come back in.
Oh my God.
And I think I was talking about like the steadfastness of prayer or something that night from James, and I was just so scatterbrained the whole rest of the night. I'm just like, Lord, please help this girl not murder me.
She's gonna find me.
She was so mad. She was so mad. Oh, I felt terrible, but
That's hilarious.
I have a similar story to that. That happened to me. I was the student that was the
drama queen.
Yeah, I was the drama. So, where they put a raw egg in a little tube, like just a clear plastic tube, and there were 2 students. I was one of them, and the other girl was just some other girl. And the game was you had to blow in either end of the tube, and whoever didn't blow hard enough got eggs splurted all over their face. And so what happened was Lewis tried to convince me to not do it. I remember vividly. He's like, "No, you don't want to do this. You're not." It's like, "Oh no, I got this." Like I'm like super prideful.
He also plays like every instrument.
So I got lungs of steel. So I'm like, I got this down. And what I didn't know was that he told the girl that as soon as it starts, take the tube out of your mouth and point it at the other guy.
At his face.
Also,
so I blew raw egg right into my face. And then I had to go up on stage and lead worship.
Just a killer, just a moon killer.
I warned him, man.
And so
I tried to save him.
I rarely participate in student ministry games.
I don't blame
anymore.
you.
Now, I could have told him, hey, this is what's going to happen, but it didn't work out. All right, we got some college students that are either in dating relationships, looking for dating relationships, or are even engaged and headed into marriage. What kind of advice would you give to 2 students going into a dating relationship, like before dating, like pre-dating advice?
Yeah, that's a great question. The very first Passion Conference I went to, I'll never forget a quote by Ben Stewart. He said, "There's no such thing as married people problems. There's single people problems that you carry into marriage." And his point was, whether you're single or whether you're talking or courting or dating or engaged or married or whatever, is that the major issues that are going to come up and rear their ugly heads are the same issues that you're dealing with now as a single individual. And it's not just healed because you get in a marriage relationship. And I always remember that and carried that, in our relationship, tried to apply it as much as I could, and really being intentional about searching where the Lord has you individually.
Yeah.
And portraying all those things as Christ would call you to. So that, I don't know, that always just stuck with me, and was encouraging, and I try to encourage people with that as well.
I think sometimes we think that once you get married, these problems aren't going to be problems, but Pastor Jerry always told me that they're only going to intensify.
Right.
So, like, having an understanding of how to handle conflict from the beginning, because it's all about communication, is super important.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sure.
So, we have obviously been on a journey with the South Lakeland Campus for about, since December? Really, since November. And my question is what has been the most encouraging thing of starting a campus, and then one of the most difficult things about starting a new South Lakeland campus?
Yeah, I'll start with the hard one first, which is the encouraging thing, because there's been so many just fun and awesome things. Church planting is like starting from scratch and just running with it, and it's so encouraging to say, you know what, we've never done this, so if it doesn't work out, it's okay, because we're learning as we go. It's just a great way. But what's been encouraging to me is seeing so many people in their heart to see those in South Lakeland come to know Christ, and just pursuing strong relationships and getting to know those brothers and sisters, through the whole process. And it's one of those endeavors that there's so much work setting up, tearing down every week, so much preparation, so much detail, that you have to jump in depth in those relationships with that core team. And we've been able to do that. And that has been super encouraging to me and my family. The most discouraging thing, the easy answer, is the COVID-19, as is for everybody right now.
I was about to say, yeah.
We were launched for 4 whole weeks before we got shut down, and it's just been a battle to figure out the best way, because we haven't been able to get back into the elementary school quite yet. So we are kind of a group of people trying to find our place in the wilderness right now, because we're kind of homeless and looking for that place. So yeah, that's definitely been discouraging. But again, it plays into the encouraging part, because then you get to see how much you're making the most of the relationships and the people that you are getting to do ministry with, and we're really doing our best to capitalize on that.
Yeah. Now, is there a strategy, like, okay, listen, we've done some work in the community already, and now we've got to go back and do it all over again? Or is it just pick up where you left off? Like, what are you thinking? Let's say you go back to that school. How do you navigate through what to do in order to sort of pick back up?
I would almost say what we did in the school initially has given us a seat at the table with those community leaders now that the crisis has hit.
Okay.
And that's been so important, because the school leaders and the faculty and the staff, I'm getting people reaching out. The apartment complex beside the school reached out and, hey, y'all were supposed to do this event, but it got shut down. Is there any way you could help with this or this? And next thing you know, you get to see some fruit of the community that's, you've really been praying for.
Yeah.
And get to see them be intentional and seeking you out, as a beacon. So
that's awesome.
It's been cool.
I bet community is the number one strategy, is just to get in there and meet people.
That's right.
Which is awesome. All right. Let's get some coffee.
So I have a spiritual question for you guys. Do you know if you can get a shot of espresso in a Frappuccino?
I'm sure you
so.
can.
Yeah.
It just costs probably a little extra money.
Yeah.
I think I'm choosing Starbucks when I get started for you tonight.
A grande.
A grande
Mocha cookie crumble.
Mocha cookie crumble
with a shot.
With a shot
of espresso.
Anything else for you, sir?
Vitamin B6.
And could I also get? Do you have vitamin B6?
Unfortunately not.
Okay. Could I also get a grande caramel iced macchiato?
Yeah, can I get a grande iced white chocolate mocha latte?
Girl.
All right, it's going to be 1717.
Thank you.
Love you.
So that's a no on the vitamin B6.
I don't even know what vitamin B6 is. Total disclaimer.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
Is that Frappuccino for you?
Thank you. Have a good one.
Grande iced white mocha.
He just waved at me.
Bye,
He didn't even-
Ardley.
Well, you told him you loved him.
He didn't. You told him that. He sees it in the camera.
He doesn't know that.
All right. If you had to attribute an animal to each of your kids, what would the animal be and why?
So the oldest, Brantley, he's 6 years old. I would put him as an eagle
Okay.
because he looks after everything. And he's always, I mean, I feel like he's 12 because he can't even write or spell yet, but he's taking notes during the sermon, and he'll show me all his notes during the sermon, and it's just a bunch of lines that he literally probably took 25 minutes to do.
That's awesome.
He just, the wisdom, and he's just smart. He looks around and he's always looking. His favorite animals are animals that fly, and so I don't know. I think eagle's good.
All right. I
America.
respect that.
America. Hudson is 4 years old, and he would be a solid rhino because he is almost the exact same size as Brantley.
2 years younger?
2 years younger. Their heads are the same size. He's already gotten stitches a couple times in his head because he always leads with the crown of his helmet. He's just stocky. He's built. He's going to be a linebacker. Just a big dude, just a rhino, you know. And he doesn't really talk much. Brantley articulates, and that's why I don't know if an eagle articulates, but Hudson's a solid rhino. Ava, I think she would be like a female lion. What is that, a lioness?
Yeah. I think they're
Yeah.
still called lions.
Okay.
Just
So she's a female lion. Because she's kind of like, she knows what she wants, and she's going to go get it. And she's not taking nothing off of nobody, especially her brothers.
Okay.
Rhino and eagle and all. She can.
She don't care.
She takes out the legs. It's awesome. she knows how to attack. So she'd be a good predator.
That's awesome.
And then Nora, Ava's 2. Nora is 9 days old. So
That's crazy.
I'm gonna call her a sloth because she sleeps a lot. She has a lot of hair.
She's lazy.
Yep.
Yeah, so she has more hair than all of your other kids combined.
She has more hair than Ava has right now, and Ava's 2. She's still bald.
It's crazy.
So,
And she has dark hair.
And it's dark. I don't know. She looks like Hudson in the face, but her hair is just
And she was 9 pounds even.
9 pounds
Which
even.
is a very large baby.
Yep.
All right, so you went from being a part of our college ministry as a college pastor / missions pastor, and then transitioned over from missions pastor or college pastor to now campus pastor. So what were some times, I mean, a short stint with our college ministry, but what were some cool things that you noticed in the ministry that were encouraging to you as a pastor, or things that you were excited to be a part of, starting to build that foundation?
Some of the best times I remember, and we still talk about and reflect on, were just time spent building community and relationship at people's houses. Over the summer, we'd have some of the group over. We'd go to different people's houses. That was always encouraging. But kind of starting and launching the midweek was really fun to be a part of, and we saw a lot of leadership rise up within the group and just take ownership of it, and to the point where we opened up on a Saturday and did a lot of the deck building, the carpentry work with Charlie Camp. And,
who can build literally anything.
Man's a machine. And people came out not just for an hour, but for a long time, for hours, just to help. And then we had a team come back that night to finish it up. So Sunday morning it would be ready, and it was just cool seeing the ownership come up, because that's so vital for any ministry to be successful.
Yeah.
Is the ownership. So that was really fun to be a part of.
That's
in
sweet.
a short time. So.
What is your favorite memory of Pastor Aaron? The long time you've been working for him. And then we'll follow it up with, what do you respect about Pastor Aaron?
Well, so favorite memory would be, we used to do a men's trip when we were at First Baptist Leesburg down to the Everglades every year to go fishing. And you had to have your own vessel to go. So we both mooched off of people the first year and went on different boats. And the next year, he's like, hey, I got us a boat. And I'm thinking, man, this is going to be great. I show up to his house, and it's like a glorified canoe. I mean, you're going into the Gulf of Mexico to get around to this, literally the place is called 10,000 Islands. So we're on this little canoe thing, and it was the trip from HELL double hockey sticks.
Thank you.
It was not good. We were going and driving, and we should have known it was going to be bad, because as soon as we got out into the bay, we were driving, and I'm in the front just trying to balance us, and he's in the back, and I hear him go, oh no, oh no, oh no. And I turned around and looked, and the motor had fallen off because we hit a manatee.
Oh, wow.
We hit a manatee, and he, it's one of those little, you're twisting it with your arm, and the motor had fallen off, and it was still going. And he's trying to hold on to it. If he'd have lost that mower or the motor, then in the Gulf of Mexico, we would have been in big trouble. And but thankfully, he was able to cut it off. We turned it back on, and it took us like 7 hours to get out to where everybody else was, and they were all in these big, huge boats, and we ended up flipping over twice. He had just bought a new phone, and he jumped out thinking that he could get out, and his phone was ruined, and we were stranded on this island for like 2 or 3 hours. I will say he built a tent. He set up the tent, and he just laid down because he was done with it. But I started sharpening up my spears and stuff on this line. I'm like, we're gonna be here a while. I've seen the movie Castaway. We're gonna figure this out. We're not gonna die. To which he mocked me the entire time. So it was good. It was a fun trip. We talk about that all the time. That how we almost died.
Now, did you kill that manatee?
No. I'm pretty sure it just swam off.
Okay. All right. What do you respect about Pastor Aaron? You've worked with him for a bajillion years.
I think, of course, I respect him greatly as a dad, as a husband, and as a mentor and a friend. But ministerially speaking, just the way that he can cast vision so clearly and see something that he feels the Lord has convicted him and leading our church in. And that's why I've loved serving with him for so long, is because you don't stay stagnant long. And when you have a great visionary personality like him, I respect that. I love that. I love to be a part of finding what God is doing and jumping in to be a part of it. And he has a great discernment for that.
All right, Alex, you've got 3 restaurants to save. You're only allowed to eat at those 3 restaurants for the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah.
What 3 restaurants are they?
Cracker Barrel.
I respect that.
Okay.
Five Guys. Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
Cracker Barrel, because you can get anything, anytime. You want breakfast 9 o'clock p.m.? It's good. Five Guys is my favorite burger and fries.
I'd agree with that.
And Chick-fil-A is just like, it's one of those, you can get sick and tired of some restaurants, but for some reason I just have not been never gotten sick and tired of Chick-fil-A.
Are there things that your kids will not eat?
Brantley, it's interesting. He hates anything with carbonation, so he won't drink sodas, anything like that. Hudson loves it. Hudson used to be allergic to tomatoes, but he's kind of grown out of it. But in his mind, he's still allergic to tomatoes, so he freaks out anytime he sees anything red.
Is that for real?
Yeah. He's like, what is that ketchup? I'm like, it's okay, buddy. You're not allergic anymore. He's like, Dad, I can't eat it. All right, whatever.
That's awesome.
And Ava loves ranch. She loves ranch, and she'll eat anything.
Really?
Yep. She'll
That's
eat
awesome.
anything and dip in ranch. Well, thank you,
All
guys.
right, man.
Thank you for the shot of espresso. And
Did it make a difference, a shot of espresso?
I have no idea. Now, if it's B6, I'd taste it all day. But I have no idea.
Well, dude, thank you so much for coming and hanging out.
guys enjoyed
and praying for you as South Campus.
Thank you.
Whatever even happens with the future of South Campus, but know that the people are still excited and bought in and still leading worship. You got worship pastor here.
Yep.
Excited about that.
Not a pastor.
And but yeah, man.
Yep. I'm super pumped to see how God's working in the college ministry, and man, you guys is doing awesome. I think everybody's taken back by COVID, but making the most of it, doing
Yeah.
what you can, and man, y'all are rock stars, and it's going to go great. And that ministry is going to be blessed for a long time. So no doubt.
We're excited. Looking forward to it.
Grateful
All right, Kent. I'm gonna hit him with our signed off.
So, do you like chicken wings?
for y'all. Yes.
Well, don't chicken out, because guess what? You just got taked out.
Da-da-do-do-do-do. All right, that's it. I give my dog, we went through a drive-through and then did like a full like cheeseburger meal and fries meal for my dog. And then we put her down that day.
Then she died.
So it's actually a true story. All
You
right,
actually
that
did
was-
that?
yeah.